Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Elite Wrestling World. I am your host GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here for AEW Collision post-show review. So a very good card is set up for tonight's Collision, and the big announcement is Hangman returns to kick off Collision tonight. Also, three championship matches are also scheduled for the show. TBS Championship on the line. Hikaru Shida defending against Harley Cameron. Also, Mark Davis defending the National Championship against Mike Bailey. And Bandido defending the ROH World Championship against Shibata. So, loaded card for tonight. Let's get dive into it and talk about that. So, we started the show with Tony Schiavone already in the ring, and he introduces the returning Hangman Adam Page. With a big hometown cheer, Page made his way to the ring as he then talked about his new hobby of gardening. It was important that he was here tonight to plant one more seed. Page said he wasn't sure if it wasn't going to blossom or grow at all, but he was going to do that. So Page talked about his failed quest against MJF for the world title, and he is a man of his words, and he will never challenge for the world championship ever again. Hangman said he watched Omega winning the world championship on Wednesday and talking about finishing the race as well. He then turned his attention to the other titles, TNT title held by Kevin Knight, the national championship and the international championship and the continental championship as well. So Pace talked about how for 7 years he defined himself for 7 years, and he was going to have to find something else to do, and that we could bet our ass he would. So this was a very great promo and highlighted the next direction that Hangman could go from here on out, and we might see him challenging Fletcher or maybe Kevin Knight heading into All In for the championship. So very interesting direction moving ahead in this story of Hangman Adam Page. So first section of the night is the Ring of Honor World Championship match. Bandido defending against Shibata. Shibata started this match by backing Bandido against Roanoke before he backed off himself. Bandido and Shibata exchanged running boots on opposite corners. We saw Shibata hit a low blow on Bandido as the referee was distracted as he put him on the top rope. Shibata hitting a running big boot for a close near fall. Both Shibata and Bandido found their way onto the apron as they fought some more. Bandido got rocked with a DDT on the hardest part of the ring by Shibata. That looks brutal. We saw Shibata went for his running knee, but Bandido dodged it and connected with the X knee. Then came the 21 plex, but Shibata blocked it and rolled up Bandido for a very close 2 count. Bandido hit a kick to the head. Shibata came right back with a series of strikes. Went for the low blow. Bandido caught his hand, turned it into a pinning combination, and retains the title with a flash pin. This was a very good match, excellent opening match. Bandido continues to impress me in his matches and very good showing against Shibata as well. Earlier today, Harley Cameron and Hikaru Shida exchanged words ahead of their TBS match, which is coming up next. Next up is Hikaru Shida versus Harley Cameron for the TBS Championship. Shida ambushed Harley before the bell could even ring, and she then hit her with a fisherwoman suplex. Harley rolled to the apron and got into the ring as Shida went to confront her. Harley planted Shida with a DDT at ringside. Shida then got the modified suplex for the cover, but Harley again kicked out. Shida didn't let up and locked in her modified bow and arrow submission that she used to win the championship, and this was enough for Shida to retain her title, and Harley tapped out. So again, a very good match. Very good first title defense for Hikaru Shida. Post-match, Shida continued her assault before Queen Aminata made the save. So we might see this match between Aminata and Shida for the TBS title as well. It's going to be a fantastic match. Backstage, we saw Might Sydal stirred up some trouble with the lethal twist and the demand, getting the last word in as he called Ricochet bold. So again, we might see a match between Sydal and Ricochet somewhere in the future. Don Callis family celebrated Guy Fletcher's international championship win. Fletcher talked about Hangman's promo and that Don Callis family hold 3 of the titles that he wanted to see. So Trent Beretta talked about how Darby Allin wasn't here tonight, which meant that he feared him. Fletcher wrapped up by stating that Don Callis family ran AEW. So again, Hangman mentioning. So again, Fletcher mentioning Hangman. So we might see this match maybe at Redemption for the international title. Next up, we saw the conglomeration made their way to the ring. Cassidy talked about how he and his friends are still Trios champion. Then he introduces a person who wanted to be a champion again and invokes Willow Nightingale. Willow took the mic and said she missed this a lot. Talked about how 2 months ago a shoulder injury forced her to vacate the TBS Championship. Willow discussed about how she got herself stronger to become more motivated to keep her Wembley dream alive. Willow talked about her Casino Gauntlet win and the title shot at Redemption. Willow was attacked by both Mercedes and Tekla, which was a fatal mistake according to Willow. At Redemption, she's gonna win the title. Nothing would stop her against Tekla. And then Willow concluded by stating that she would be the one that Mercedes will be facing at Wembley Stadium. So again, a very good promo by Willow Nightingale. I'm pretty much confident that Willow will win the title at Redemption from Tekla. It's gonna be a fantastic match to see. Next up is the 8-man tag Death Riders versus Air Fox, Top Flight and Commander. Garcia and Darius kicked off this 8-man tag. We saw Garcia bounce back with a shoulder tackle, but he got cracked with a drop kick. Top Flight showed some great teamwork against Garcia. We saw chaos unfold as Fox took out the Death Riders with a dive before Commander joined the party with the tightrope tope on Moxley and Claudio as well. In the ring, we saw Garcia and Utah double teamed Dante before Commander entered. Death Riders connected with the basketball starting lineup clothesline in the corner. In the middle of the ring, Dragon Tamer applied by Garcia's Moxley hit an Architect's Stomp and Garcia with the pinfall victory, and Death Riders standing tall again. So again, a very good 8-man tag match. After the match, Moxley got on the microphone to speak some truth. Moxley said that they sharpened their weapons tonight and that it would be the Death Riders against the world. Talking about Kenny Omega, that he can't beat Will Ospreay in the main event of Wembley. So again, hyping up the main event of Allin. For now, it's Ospreay and Omega for the World Championship. We heard from Tekla, who warned Mercedes. Tekla turned her attention into Willow, calling her someone who pretended to be a baby while she was a real world woman. Tekla then said that only thing worse than a dumb bitch was a happy bitch. So again, a very fiery promo from Tekla. It's gonna be a fantastic match between her and Willow for the women's title at Redemption. We get a very funny pre-tape from Bang Bang Gang where they went to a local adoption home and got 2 dogs named after David Finlay Clark owners, asking people to adopt those 2 dogs because they were going to euthanize the real human dogs they were named after. So again, building up the tension between the dogs and the Bang Bang Gang. Looking forward to their first match between the 2 factions. Next up is Brian Cage versus Zachary Vance. Vance chopped at Cage's chest, but it wasn't very effective. Cage recovered from the moonsault hit by Zachary Vance and then hit Zachary Vance in the ribs before he threw him into the base of the apron and then the steel steps. That looks nasty. We saw Vance launch a flurry of back elbows followed by the double stomp and a spinning knee for a very close 2 count. Vance leapt from the ropes, but he got crushed with a huge discus lariat from Brian Cage. We saw Vance rolled to the apron, got taken for the ride with the deadlift German suplex. That looks beautiful. And after that, Brian Cage hitting the drill claw for the pinfall victory. So again, a very good showing for Brian Cage as well. Trent Beretta taunted Darby for not being here and demanded that the referee raise his hands. This led to Darby Allin himself arriving and taking out Trent Beretta. And then we have a match between Darby and Trent Beretta. Soon after that, Allin was fast and furious as he hit Beretta with a barrage of dives. Brian Cage's distraction allowed Beretta to take the momentary advantage. Allin fought back and hit Beretta with a series of strikes. Running knee by Beretta on Allin got the near fall. Beretta hit the double stomp on Allin after this as he lifted him up in the apron and hit strong zero and got the closest fall of the match. We saw Allin countered and hit an avalanche sit-out powerbomb. Beretta kicked out of that, and then Allin hit the coffin drop, which he couldn't kick out of, and Allin gets the victory. Soon after the match, Cage attacked Allin with the multiple power bombs, and as Mark Davis looked to continue the damage on Allin, we got the entrance of Speedball Mike Bailey running down and protecting Darby Allin. So again, a very good match for Darby Allin as well, and also Brian Cage looks very good in his win. We get the promo from Willow backstage and got help from Maya World as she and other partner will face Mercedes and Divine Dominion on Wednesday's Dynamite as well. And in the main event, Dunkzilla Mark Davis defending the national championship against Speedball Mike Bailey. My god, this was one hell of a main event. Mark Davis is a beast. Kyle Fletcher was on commentary for this match. Bailey had the early advantage as he used his speed to avoid Davis' power moves. Dunkzilla took a bite out of Bailey's exposed toes as he then ran him into the corner before hitting a suitable brutal power slam. That looks nasty. Davis and Bailey fought on the announce table as Fletcher hilariously yelled at the referee to DQ Speedball. Meanwhile, Davis got the upper hand and absolutely planted Bailey with the pile driver on the top of the table as Fletcher loudly shouted in joy as well. Heel kick by Bailey as he got a big roll up in yet another big near fall as Davis somehow kicked out of that at 2.9. That was close. We saw Bailey keep fighting with kicks and a leg sweep to ground Davis. Lariat countered by Bailey by another near fall. My goodness, that was close. Davis got the lariat one last time, followed by the pile driver for the 3 and the title retention in the main event of Collision. Wow, what a match that was. That was one hell of a main event to cap off another very fun edition of Collision. So again, a very good title defense from Mark Davis, and we might see Andrade challenging Mark Davis for the national championship at Redemption. Andrade has a match against Jake Doyle. If he wins, he will get the title shot against Mark Davis as well. So again, pretty much looking forward to that match happening at Redemption. Also, we might see Hangman and Kyle Fletcher for the international title as well at Redemption, and Kevin Knight versus Darby Allin could be on the cards for the TNT title as well. So Redemption pay-per-view card is setting up nicely. Also, we will have a celebration of Kenny Omega's world title victory last week on Dynamite. So we might see who Kenny will be defending the title against at Redemption, and we might set it up on Dynamite as well. So plenty to look forward on the next week's Dynamite. So that's the end of the show, folks. Please guys, like and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.